What it do, family and friends? It's your girl Shenita with Real Talk with Shenita and your girl.
Catrice.
And we in the building at Louds Media Group Studio on today. I guess I'm in the hot seat today, y'all. My girl said she not going to interview me. She just going to talk cause it's just me and her. Listen, shouts out to our sis, Tonya Parker. She wish she could be here today, but she's a little under the weather, so she can't get all in my business today. But we will be coming back with sis Tonya Parker, and she will be getting all up in my business. But today, y'all, I'm in the hot seat at Real Talk with Shenita and her story, his story with Katrice. And I ain't gonna be doing it. She gotta ask me some questions, y'all. She gotta talk back to me on the day. So me and her gonna do our little vibe, what we do, cause you know that's my twin. You what's your name?
I'm Danny. I'm Danny. I am the Danny.
She was all late with a response, y'all.
I had a thing. Am I Arnold or am I Danny? No, who am I?
You're Danny.
I'm Danny.
I'm Arnold.
I'm the short, fat one.
And I'm the tall, skinny one, but it don't look like it right now. But yes, y'all, listen. Welcome to our podcast, y'all. Shouts out to Fonte Louds at Louds Media Group. He is the man with the master plan. He is the man that allowed all this to happen. It's going down in the city of Rocky Mount. Listen, y'all, there are great things that are happening in the city of Rocky Mount. So on today, I'm getting ready to be quiet because I'm about to let my sister just take over, you know, and do what she do. But I'm in the hot seat today, so the questions are going to be asked. Listen, uncut, raw, and real. Say what you may, talk what you want. Listen, talk back to us. If you are on Fonte Loud's Facebook page, listen, ask questions. Ask us questions, y'all. Hey, listen, my life is an open book, so it is what it is. So today starts the day of a new journey for me. Today starts the day of a new journey. Next Sunday, God will be doing some amazing things in me. But this week, I'm here today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be it's like I'm on the road, y'all. Thursday night, I'll be at Mo and D's.
On tour.
I'm on tour, baby. And then on Sunday, we'll sum this thing up. It's not really summing it up because it's go time after Sunday, but we're gonna get all up in that business. So listen, yeah, sis Katrice, what it do, baby? What's up? Talk to me.
Friends, welcome to her story again. Real Talk with your girl
Shenita
and your girl Katrice. So we are here today. We are sitting and talking with Shenita, the Shenita Scott. Yes. My girl has a lot going on, and so we're gonna sit down, chop it up. It's a busy week for you. Yeah. So first, you launched 2 books.
Yeah. 2 books.
So let's talk about your books because I see you have them.
Yeah. Yep. Launched 2 books.
Yes.
And Live, Love, Laugh. Unbound. Oh, hold on, the wrong one. Unbound, I am a co-author on. I have a chapter in here, chapter 7. It talks about domestic violence, and so we get down and dirty about telling our story. My story is a little different. You know, I almost died by the hands of a man January the 14th, 2017. So I talk about that a little bit in this book in chapter 7. And then my Live, Love, Laugh, y'all. This book is a journey I began to write over 8 years ago. And it talks about a little bit of my life starting at the age of 16 up until 46. So I give you a little snippet. My daughter said, I keep you on suspense. I keep you on edge. So once you read this, I said it's small. It's small in number, but it's a very powerful book. It's small, but it's very powerful. So yeah, what you want to dive into first with this?
Okay, so I was just going through, and what I saw was, so you launched, or Unbound was released in October, right?
Yes.
And so October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so you share your story about your experience with domestic violence. Yes. What would you say to someone that's like in a relationship that might be toxic or abusive? Like, what words can you share with a male or female? Because men experience that as well.
Don't ignore the red flags. Don't ignore the red flags. You know, oftentimes we get ourselves in these relationships and we see the red flags, but because, you know, like me, I can say for that relationship, that particular relationship that I wrote about, actually it was 2016, and I'm living my best life. I think that's when you had came out. I had about 30 young women. I was at Tabernacle Deliverance Ministry, and I had about 30 young women where we did this Diamonds in a Rough, and we did this group with 30. It was like 30 teenagers, and we had these young girls, and we was out, we was sharing, we was pouring into them, and so I was living my life. How many of you know when you on fire for God and you doing something, and how many of you know distraction comes? So I look at it. I always say that he bamboozled me. That's the word. I got bamboozled because of the simple fact. Won't call no names, but this particular man, he was in my inbox. So let's talk about people being in your inbox. Let's talk about this Facebook thing. Let's talk about, I know, in the dating world, that's how most people begin to date. And this particular person was in my inbox, and I was like, okay, we chatted. I remember him from back in the day. Now, of course, the first red flag was somebody said, he's abusive. He beat his baby mama. He beat women. And I'm like, well, everybody got a story. Everybody got a past. So, but that was the first red flag. But because of my heart and who I am, I gave that person a chance because that's me. I don't care if you worked at McDonald's, you worked at Taco Bell, whatever you did, you brought home money, you did what you did. We can come together. So I was not that type of person. But again, I saw the red flag. So it took about 6 months before I could really start seeing some things. And by then, I done got in.
You caught feelings.
I done caught feelings.
The feelings surfaced.
The feelings had surfaced, and we went in, and so that was 2016, and I found myself January 2017, and this particular person had a trip, and I believed in his job and everything he did, so we went to Florida and ended up there. And you don't really understand a narcissist until you really begin to deal with one. You don't understand a person that's on drugs. See, I could see my daughters be like, "Mom, how you know that?" Because I dealt with a person that was on drugs. I dealt with a person that sold drugs. I dealt with a person. I've been in both sides of this thing. I've been on both sides of this thing. So I'm not going to tell people's story. I'm going to let them tell their story. They're going to come up here and we'll be able to share their story. But even first hands, dealing with family. And so when I look at people and I'm like, oh, they acting funny. Oh, that ain't weed. I know what a weed head act like. Weed gonna make you mellow. It's gonna make you go to sleep. It's gonna make you be chill. Oh, alcohol can make you turn up. But when they get on that white snow, baby, let me tell you something. Listen, we keeping it real and raw today. When they get on that powder, and it pushes them to a place where they want to be abusive. It pushes them to a place, and so all their insecurities, everything that they have going on, comes up and it pops up. And so when you've already seen that prior to people, so now it's like okay, now it's something different about him. But this particular day, I drove 14 hours to Florida just to get you to where you need to be at to your conference, and we get here. And we go out, we eat, we sit with people, but then we go out and we at this pool hall, and I see you started changing.
So that was another red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
So I seen the red flags all the way up, but can I tell you, with myself, after all that happened, almost died, still didn't, in the midst of this, I can laugh about it now because I told my cousin, Pastor Teresa, she talked to me 12 hours on the way home. That night, I was in the room, and I want to share this with somebody because I want somebody to get this because we cover things up. So when we came back, I won't go into too much details because I'm gonna talk about this a little bit this on Thursday night.
Yeah, get the book.
Yeah, got to get the book.
Read about it.
But it was a moment that I remember being in the room, and I was getting blow from blow, and this man was telling me to be quiet. Now you beating me, you punching me like I never happened to me before. But you telling me to be quiet.
Yeah.
You telling me I need to be quiet, but I tell you something. When I found the strength, I ran like the lady on what was it? Angela Bassett. Yeah.
What's love
got to do with it, baby?
What does love have to do with it?
I told God honestly, and I'm gonna share this, and I'm gonna leave that part alone. Yeah. But as I was laying on that bed, and the pillow was on my face, and his hands was around my neck. And I remember telling God, if you want me to die this way, I'm going to die reading and saying Psalms 23. Now, I could not speak it out my mouth, but in my head, as I felt gasping for air like I was about to take my last breath, God gave me the strength to wiggle out my coat. And it was an iron on the ironing board, baby. And I took that iron and I threw it at him. And somehow when I broke free out of that room, I took off and I ran. Now the ending of that story, that was in 2017. God didn't give me the strength to walk away to April 1st, April Fool's Day, 2019. And I walked away and I did not look back. But like my daughter said, I'm going to leave you in suspense. So get the book, read it. And there's more to come. So in that chapter of that book, it's called Breaking Free. But I have a whole book about that part of my life. Life after death is a spiritual thing. So that's a whole nother story that's going to be coming out soon. But get the book so you can read the chapter to understand that sometimes we're quiet when we should speak up.
And don't ignore the red flags.
That's it. Don't ignore the red flags.
All right. And so you also have Live, Love, Laugh.
Yes. This is my baby.
So this is the new book, Live, Love, Laugh. But the part is not just live, love, laugh. It is finding peace within.
Yes.
And that, like, when I looked at that earlier today, that stood out, like finding peace within. So what led you to write this book? And then the finding peace within part. Can you tell just a little bit about like just your journey in writing the book? And how did you come to finding peace within?
Okay. So, crazy scenario. I began writing this book January 2017, but it was 2 weeks prior to me almost dying to the hands of this man.
Wow. I never knew that.
You never knew that?
No, like I never put the timeline.
So, I wrote this 8 years ago. January, early part of January 2017. I remember the day like it was a weekday. It was snowing outside. The kids were out of school. I had my granddaughter and my daughter, and I remember sitting on my couch and I just began to write. But I first was writing. It was about my teenage, about me being a teen mom. That's what Live, Love, Laugh was originally about me being a teen mom and talking about that story. And so when I began to write that, I just started writing. I wrote 2 days. I slept in between, but I wrote 2 days and I thought I did something. And that was January, the beginning of January 2017. The title came because Walmart had these pillows that had Live, Love, Laugh on them. And when I looked at the title, I was like, that's going to be my story. That's going to be the title of my book. Finding Peace came maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. And then it officially summed it up this year as me finding peace because I found my peace 2 years ago. I began to find the peace of God. I began to find the peace that Shenita knows how to operate 2 years ago. So all this stuff came over an 8-year span. I remember being in my living room, in my kitchen about 2018, January is something always happened in January. My sister, myself, my I Am Ruth sisters, I always shout them out, Katrice Johnson, Tina Marie Silver, and Pastor Teresa Avent. We were sitting in my living room, and I remember, in my kitchen, and I remember telling them about my book. At the time, it was only 25 pages, y'all. Do y'all know they laughed at me?
Did I laugh?
Yes, you laughed. You laugh. That was like 25 pages. Yeah, like you need more than that. You need to go in depth. But how many know? I ended up with about 80 or 90 pages. But like I said again, it's small and nimble, but it's a very powerful story. But I didn't want to. So I put a memoir by Shenita Scott because I didn't want to go in full detail because each chapter has a series or a book in its own. So like my daughter said, it's going to leave you wanting more. I did that for a reason. I just gave you snippets of the story, snippets of my life from the age of 16 to 46. Why? Because I know who I am. I am an author. I am a writer. I am what God says I am. So there are going to be plenty more books that are going to come to back up the chapters that are in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I began to write this January 2017, and I finished this book, officially finished December 2024. And God told me to complete it. It was 7 years of completion. And he said, release it on your 8th year, your new beginning. And this is my year of new beginnings.
New beginnings.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in walking into this new year, new beginnings, you have a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of amazing things going on and happening for you. So first and foremost, I always like, one thing that we need to do as people, as women, men, people, but we like really celebrate each other and celebrate like the small things, the big things. And I just want you to know that I am truly proud of you and your growth and where I know you're going. And so you just in an amazing, like, you are in the year of production. Like, this is your year to produce. This is your year to reap the harvest of the pain and the things that you've gone through. And so I'm excited for you. I am, like, honestly, like, I just want you to know I give you your flowers. Yes, like, you are my sister. I'm so proud of you. You have a lot of amazing things. Like, we went to Atlanta, y'all. This girl tore down the house in the A.
Look, if you book, right? Oh, you should have played that song, baby.
But yeah, so I am extremely proud. But you have some, like you said, this is a week for you. You have a lot of amazing things. So I just want to hear from you, like, we have tomorrow. What do you have tomorrow? So
tomorrow I will be back at Louds Media Group studio. I will be back here with my boy Uncle Sonny Biggs with the Uncle Sonny Biggs show. I will be live and direct tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Y'all, it's going to be funny. He might be saying, you know you effing lying. Sorry, Reb. But check this out, y'all. Know I'll be back tomorrow with Sonny Biggs. And the amazing thing is we grew up together in Mobile City. Like, you never know how God will circle around the block. You never know who you're going to be sitting in rooms with. You never know how things are going to be when you grow up and God beginning to do new things. So, yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow sitting in the hot seat. And I don't know what he got for me, but we'll be back tomorrow at the show, the Uncle Sonny Biggs show. And he going to get all up in my business, y'all. All up in my business.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I might have to pop in and sit in. Either way, like, I'll be watching. Yeah. Thursday night. I'm excited about Thursday night.
Yes, me too.
So what's happening on Thursday?
So Thursday night, so y'all listen, I told y'all we not competing, we collaborating. Y'all need to get this in this season. Not it ain't even a season, it's an era. In this next era, seasons change, season come, season go, but the era is long lasting. So in this era, y'all need to get this. We are collaborating with different people, different networking in with different leaders. I call them leaders, with my brothers and sisters in the community. So my brother Fonte Lyles and my sister Nataki Page Owens have put together the Louds Media Group Community Book Club series, and I am a part of it. It's hosted by Nataki Page, but the visionary of this thing is with Louds Media Group. So listen, y'all, I will be Thursday night at Mo and D's. I will be at the Mo and D's restaurant, bar, and grill downtown Rocky Mount. I will be in the hot seat. I will be sharing 2 chapters out of my Live, Love, Laugh book, and I will also be sharing my 1 chapter out of the Unbound book. And I will be talking about, we will have a question and answer, discussion questions about my book. Y'all can get all in my business for free, y'all. Come on down for free. Look, I bring you some money, buy you some food. Come on and
get some wings.
Get some wings. I might get some fish and fries too, y'all. But get some wings, get some lemonade, and come on and sit down and let's chop it up, y'all. So Thursday night, I will be at Mo and D's, a part of the Louds Media Group presents the Community Book Club series, hosted by none other than Nataki Page Owens. Come on out, somebody. That will start at 6:30. If you want to come and get some food, come on out at 6 o'clock and let's network. I will have some books for sale. I will have some T-shirts for sale. Come on out, y'all. Buy the book, buy the T-shirts. Listen, this is just the beginning.
Absolutely. You said, because I wrote some stuff.
What I say, girl?
You said Which 2 chapters? Or we gotta wait until Thursday?
Y'all gonna have to wait until Thursday.
Cause I got some questions, but I say that for
Which
Thursday.
two? Which
Cause I actually had 2 chapters marked.
what's the 2 chapters?
So a couple things that stood out. I guess they kind of spoke to me, but the fear of failure.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. So the fear of failure is chapter 1. The fear of failure talks about me being a 16-year-old young girl out in the world doing what I was big and bad enough to do. Because let's see, disclaimer, everything that I did at the age of 16, that was all on Shenita. I had a great mom. I still have a great mom. We have our differences. Come on, I'm just going to share. That's just like any family does, right? But my mom was great. My mama would give me and my brother the shirt off our back. I was hard-headed. I did what I wanted to do. I was grown. I got a taste of the world, and I was grown. So I ended up getting pregnant at the age of 16. And I talk about my journey of leading up to me getting pregnant and the fear of failure, because God chose me at the age of 16 to birth this one child that I thought was brewing in me, until I found out at 5 months that I only not had one child, but I had 2 kids. I was 125 pounds wet with 2 kids in my junior year of high school, and I did not go to school my first semester, because time I went back to school, embarrassed, people looking at me and all of that, and I ended up having to get out of school in September, and I didn't go back to like January or February of the following year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the fear of failure talks about me fearing that I might fail those two babies that God chose me to be the mama of at the age of 16. So you will always hear me say my kids are the product of a teenage mom. Yeah.
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 And they are all adults now, doing really well.
Yeah. They smooth sailing. Let me say that. Y'all know me, I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna keep it raw. We have our life's ups and downs. I'm never gonna sugarcoat nothing. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like we got it all together. We don't. But guess what? One thing I do know, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Everything that is going through or happening, it's all for our good. You understand? Yeah. And it's learning lessons. And so I'm proud of my daughters, even my wild child. You know, in the teenage, when we talk about the fear of failure, when I look back and talk about the fear of failure, those 2 twin girls that I had at the age of 16, not knowing how I was going to do this, how I was going to do that. Can I say they are 30-year-old women now? They both have 2 kids apiece. And can I tell you, they did something that I did not do. They broke a generational curse. They both went to college. Not only did they get their bachelor's degree, they both have their master's degree and still going back, tapping into school, and they both in a career of choice. It can't get no better than that.
Mm-mm.
For somebody that said, I'm going to have multiple kids, I'm going to fail, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They counted me out at the age of 16. So that was my fear. But now, when I look back at that thing, I don't care what happened. I don't care what. I overcame that journey. I overcame that obstacle. When people, not even people, when family members counted you out. When family members cast you out, when family members said that you will never be nothing, you will never amount to nothing. Well, baby, here I am, February the 9th, 2025, baby. I might not be where I want to be, but I'm darn sure ain't where I used to be at, and I don't care who say what. Shenita, what was the one thing that broke you free to be good? To be good in how God made you in His kingdom and now living out your calling?
Good question, Tonya.
Say that again now.
What was one thing that broke you free to be good in how God made you in His kingdom and now living out your calling?
Ooh. I think it was the last hurt that I got. I think it was 2019 was a year for me. So I ain't gonna share that whole story, because what's understood is what's understood. But let me say this: my kid's father passed May 19th, 2019, and that year brought back emotions of, because that was my high school sweetheart. And that year brought back emotions, and that year brought back some things. So 2019, you remember, I went through a stage of depression.
Yeah. And what in asking the question and just kind of being familiar with the situation for me, like something that just gracefully broken, like that's how I see like the situation. Is like sometimes even a song say like sometimes God will break you.
Yeah.
And sometimes like he does it gracefully, so sometimes it takes us to be broken before we answer the call. For you, like, was that your experience, or like, because you were going, you went through a time
Yeah. Well, I've been in ministry
for a while.
for almost over 20 years, but I wasn't walking out my true call. I always lifted everybody else up. I always pumped everybody else up. But I knew there was a calling on my life. At the age of 12, I talked about it on one of my lives. At the age of 18, I knew that I was different, right?
Right.
But it took me that last straw, that last breakdown 2 years ago. But it started in 2019. Literally started in 2019. But it took me 2 years ago. And I'm going to say this. It took me August 28th, 2023. I remember I was at Kingdom Works Apostolic Center, and I had just embraced the pulpit again after about 4 years. Because one thing about me, I don't play with God. Let me say that. I don't play with God. And I'll tell anybody, I don't play with God. And I just got certain standards that I reside by, and that's just point blank period. That's just me. So if I braced the pulpit, it was okay, God, I'm really ready now. And it was the moment that I began and I spoke. I remember that day and I talked about Joseph being in jail. I talked about Joseph. And it was that moment that broke me, Tonya. It was that moment that God revived me back to a place where I could fully walk into the call. But then 2024, August of 2024, September of 2024, when I had to, God dismantled a thing. I won't go into details with that, but God dismantled a thing. He dismantled a puzzle only to bring my puzzle together, if you get what I'm saying. He dismantled pieces of a puzzle only to bring the right pieces to the puzzle to where I am right now. So everything that happened from 2023 to now, it brought me to the place where I can stand with my boots on the ground. I can stand in ministry to say, "Nuck if you buck." Come on, somebody. Because that's who I am. My ministry is real, it's raw, and it's authentic. And I'm not going to show up like everybody else show up. But it took what you said. I was gracefully broken. I had to go through the storm. I had to go through the trial. I had to go through everything. But it took November 22nd of 2024. And I'm 72 days in, y'all. I mean, really supping with God. I can't talk about nothing prior to November the 22nd. But what really showed me where I am now is when I went on this 40-day fasting and prayer with Pastor Nicole. And for 40 days straight, from November the 22nd to December the 31st, I was live. Y'all seen it direct. Lost voice, challenges, everything happened. And then God tells me to do another 40. And I'm like, man, you crazy? Like, what's going on? And so in the midst of this 40, I faced some things. And definitely in the last 3 weeks. In the last 3 weeks, I could have lost all three of my daughters and my grandkids. I faced some storms in the last 3 weeks, but I don't take nothing back. So, Tonya, I was gracefully broken, and God had to push me into this place. But when he pushed me, it's the simplicity of it. I'm not doing it because nobody made me do it. I'm doing it because I'm going to die trying to get it right by God. I'm going to die doing the things that he told me to do. I told God, I want to empty myself. When you take me out of this world, allow me to be empty. April said, come on. I ain't trying to preach today, y'all, but it's one of those things where that's why I'm standing firm and I'm standing on boundaries, sis. I'm standing on, I can't let anybody, and I don't have the wall up that is not that I'm letting anybody attack me, but you don't get to attack my character anymore. You don't get to
No.
put me in a place anymore. You don't get to do that. I don't care if you my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother. I don't care who you are. I know who I am now, and I know whose I am, and you're going to respect that. And if you don't respect that, then baby, guess what? It's no conversation we can have. It's no nothing that we can have. Why? Because I'm going to respect you, but just, I don't care. That's from the old to the new. If you want respect, you give respect. But when I arrived to this place to know, and listen, y'all, reading and studying the Bible, it ain't all about, oh, I got to dot all my I's and cross all my T's. No, God is just trying to get our attention in order for us to be able to operate in this cruel world.
Yeah.
So I know I said a lot right there, because when y'all get my feathers turned, you know what I'm saying? It's just, but I'm trying to keep calm, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep calm, but I was gracefully broken, Tonya.
Yeah.
And by gracefully being broken, now I'm at this place. I'm at this place. And I'm good at this place. Do I got all the money in the world? No. I don't need no new car right now. I want a new car. I got a 2014 Kia, but lost my baby. Can I tell y'all that didn't bother me? You know, you get attached to things, right? I got attached to Lil Red, my little 2015 Chrysler 200 with the dark. My aunt used to call me the night rider, baby. Let me tell you something. When I had to go Thursday to sign the papers over for the night rider, I dropped some tears at the Progressive place. Although they did what they did, but guess what? I got attached to that thing. But that's what God said. I don't need you getting too attached to some things. Because some things going to shift. Some things going to fall off. Some people going to fall off. Even after Sunday, some people going to fall off. Everybody can't go where God is carrying me. Because everybody ain't really ready to put their boots on the ground. Everybody that has been attached to me in this last 72 days, we have all went through hell. Can I keep it real? My sis went to Atlanta to support me. She ended up sick in Atlanta. But guess what? She still showed up. My other sisters who on live went through some stuff, but guess what? They still showed up. And in this season, in this era, God is teaching us about being accountable and consistent. Accountability and consistent. If I ain't learned nothing else in my 46 years of life, my daughters told me 5 years ago, Mom, we're going to sign these papers for you to get this salon. We're going to sign this for you to get this building. But we need you to be accountable, and we need you to be consistent. Mm-hmm. And 5 years later, baby, with blood, sweat, and tears, I've been accountable, and I've been consistent. So now I'm arrived at this place.
What is this place?
This place is good. This place is peace. This place is a listen, I told people this morning, I'm beautiful. I'm a beautiful young lady now. I get fly, real fly. For real, for real. But I finally found myself. You talking to somebody who I didn't have to have a man, but I wanted a boyfriend. Can we talk about that? I wanted a significant other. I'm a wife, y'all. Let me tell y'all that. So to the men out there, let me go on and put this disclaimer out there, because I know I'm always praying, and I know at the end of my prayers, I'm like, God, you gonna send my king that's made just for me. That's right. A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. I ain't looking for you, baby. You better come looking for me. And when you come looking for me, you need to come correct. Let me tell you that right there. When you come looking for this queen, you need to come correct. I ain't talking about you got to have all your I's and your T's dotted. I'm not talking about that, because I'm not perfect. I want a man that's balanced. I want a king that's balanced. I want a king that knows what he wants and knows how to keep a family and stay focused. I want a king that God is going to send me, that he's preparing for me, that going to put God first. I ain't got to teach you about God. I ain't saying you got to be on the pulpit, because I don't want nobody, these men in the pulpit, and then that's a whole nother story. I'm not saying that. The man that God has for me, he going to come off the streets. The man that God has for me, he going to have his boots on the ground just like I am. He going to have a story. He might be an ex-drug addict. He might be an ex-drug dealer. I don't know what he might be, but the man that God is preparing for me, because of the ministry that we have. So let me say that for me to be in this place, and I told y'all, and I tell the world, to be celibate for 2 years, what going on? Yeah, what, 2 years? 2 years and some change, and I slipped up one time? For me, because I used to tell the teenage girls, listen, I can tell y'all about not smoking. I can tell y'all about not drinking. I can tell y'all about God all day long, but I can't tell y'all about not having sex. Can I be real?
Be real, sis.
Come on. I used to tell my girls that, but that's why they love me. because it was the accountability. Hey, I was up shouting and jumping and stumping and behind the pulpit and preaching and everything. But hey, look, listen here. I can tell y'all about all that stuff that I didn't do, I didn't have to indulge in. But I could not tell them about not having sex. Now I can sit and I can say, And it ain't because I'm old. So I heard one young lady say, God, I need you to take the feeling. No, don't take the feeling, baby, because I desire a husband.
Don't take the feeling away.
Don't take the feeling away, because when I get my husband, oh, baby, I'm a wife. I'm going to do what God has called and commissioned me to do. I'm going to submit and commit, but he got to come correct and be able to submit and commit. But one thing I've learned in that, sis, in these last 3 years, because really my last relationship really ended 3 years ago. And me and him, the best of friends. The best of friends. I take nothing from him. One thing that man told me, he said, stay focused. What I love about him, that's why I'm telling the whole world, what I love about him, my best friend, I can call him right now, hey, I need such and such, and I ain't got to give up no cookies, no nothing, baby. Not one thing. Why? Because he respect the woman of God that I am. Yeah. He respect the woman that I am. When I said something and said, I always used to say in my relationship, oh, I ain't having sex with you until I get married, because I'm a guy, I honor God. Because back then they scared us about, if you they put an emphasis on sex that made it so bad. But what about all the other sins? What about the overeating? What about all that other stuff? What about backbiting and talking about folks, and time you leave church, you getting on the phone and you discussing all that? What about that sin? What about that stuff? But you want to put it on sex, but you getting out the pulpit and you going to sleep with the usher down the street. You come from preaching and you going, and I'm talking about modern day pastors are doing this. Come on, will the real pastors stand up? Will the real community stand up? And come on, you're doing all this stuff, and God said I ain't pleased with all this. That's why the world is the way it is. And I know we ain't talking about that, but I'm just saying, my story is, now I can say I'm waiting for my husband. I'm waiting for my king to find me. And I could truly say that. So do I date? No, I don't date. I don't date. Why? Because there's still a part of me that's human. There's still a part of me that this flesh will rise. And if I don't trust that, no. I got my trust in God, but I ain't trusting Shenita now, because Shenita might do some things. Get me in a room with somebody that's tall with his Tim boots on, baby, and them pants sagging just a little bit. And he got that good perfect scent on.
Say so, sis.
Yeah. They can be short too now. But you got to recognize the weakness.
Absolutely.
But that's what my book is about. I had to find peace within, because I was looking for peace through everybody else. My mama couldn't give me peace. My brother couldn't give me peace. My kids couldn't give me peace. My grandkids couldn't give me peace. My granddaughter showed me how to love. Now I had my twin girls at the age of 16. And I turned back around and had my baby. I think I was 24 years old. I still didn't understand the love until November 11th, 2012. When my granddaughter was born from my daughter, a teenage mom. When my granddaughter, Lauren Lachey Scott Lord, was born, that's when I found love. That's when I learned how to love my daughters. I loved my daughters, right? But having that granddaughter, it taught me something, Katrice. It taught me something different. That's when I learned to love. That's when I began to learn to love. I began to learn to live in my 40s. God told me that my 40s was going to be my best years. And coming into 40, I said, God, did you prank me? This man almost killed me. Did you prank me? But it was at the age of, because I'm 46 now, about to be 47. It was at the age of about 43. Yeah, it had to be around 2022 that I began to find Shenita. I began to find my peace. God began to give me my peace. And it's nothing like having peace. Baby, I can sleep. Listen again. I can get in my bed and go to sleep. Ain't no kid gonna worry me. Now, as a parent, I worry about my kids, but I don't worry about my kids, in a sense. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. Yep.
I worry about them, but I don't worry about them. Because if I done told you something, I ain't gonna keep talking, baby. I chalk it up and say, you know what? You anointed just like I'm anointed. So guess what? You got to live your life just like I live my life. But the finding peace, y'all, you got to let God allow you to find your peace. Because one thing I tell you, we going to live and we going to die. It's what you do in your in-between time. And what I'm doing in my in-between time, I'm following God. I'm living a balanced life. Shouts out, rest in peace, my goddaughter, Imani Shakela Key. October the 15th, she passed. But October the 17th, 2023, she gave me balanced life. And I stand on that thing. Nisha, shouts out to Quanisha Avent, Pretty Brown, as y'all know her on Facebook. April the 14th, 2024. When she passed, God gave me pace yourself. If you don't hear nothing else I say today, my life, my legacy, balanced life, pace yourself, live, love, laugh. Come on. Breaking free, being unbound. You got to focus on you. And this journey for me, this thing is about me. I ain't conceited. I ain't boastful. I'm not bragging. But baby, this next era is about Shenita. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have peace. I deserve everything that God is putting in front of me, y'all. Nobody cried them tears but me. Nobody walked that walk but me. And still to have people in your family that's close to you, that's jealous of you, because they still looking at the old Shenita and they can't see past the old circumstances to see that I'm made new. Miss me with that, man. Call me mean, say what you may, but baby, if you can't see me for the light that I'm in today, you gonna miss out on a good thing. I don't know why I went there.
And God makes all things new. Again, sis, I am proud of you. You have so many wonderful things happening. So join us on Thursday. We'll be at Mo and D's for Shenita's gonna share her book, and I'm excited about it. I am excited about listen, it is a vibe. If you have not been to Mo and D's for the community book reading, like, you come out, meet us. It will be on Thursday, February 13th at 6. Is it 6 or 6:30?
6:30.
At 6:30. So it's 6:30 to 8:30. Mo and D's. Come join us. The information is on the screen. Join us. It is a vibe. And I'm excited to hear about Live, Love, Laugh. The title alone speaks volumes. We out here, listen, life gets hard, but we're living. We're learning to love, loving each other, but ultimately loving God and loving ourselves. Learning to laugh because life is hard. Life gets hard, people. I get it. We get it. But it's about learning to live, learning to love yourself. Like, we first have to love ourselves. And then, even in hard times, learning to laugh. Like, trouble don't last always.
That's it.
So we're learning to live. We're learning to love. We're learning to laugh. And in that, we're going to find peace within. Sis, I'm excited for you.
Excited. One more thing, y'all. I cannot leave out without talking about this. Sunday, February the 16th. That's a major day for me. Sunday, February the 16th. Live, Love, Laugh Outreach. So, yeah. God gave me Live, Love, Laugh Outreach last year. Live, Love, Laugh Outreach is a street ministry. It's marketplace ministry. We meet every first and third Sunday at my salon. People be like, "Oh, y'all having church in the salon?" I be like, "We are the church. You take the church in every building that you go into." Mm-hmm. I can have church right in here, right now. Fonte be crying and Katrice be crying.
Because you about to take us there.
Because the power that resides on the inside of you. So yeah, I can have church anywhere. But yeah, we have first and third street ministry at 3924 Bishop Road in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. It's at Healthy Hair Restoration Salon. Every first and third Sunday at 10:30, we meet and we come. We say each one reach one, teach one, where souls are set free, healed, and delivered by the unction of the Holy Ghost, but led by our very own Jesus Christ. We come together, we worship, we pray, we testify, and we just study the word together. And we in a circle, just like this. If Fonte was to bring his chair, we would be in a circle. Ain't nobody standing up on a pulpit or podium preaching or teaching at you, but we coming in a circle. If you have seen the movie The Forge, that's what we do. It's called the circle. So we have the Forge in Rocky Mount, but it's called the circle. And the circle is not only for women, but the circle is for men, women, boy, and girls. With the circle comes my sister's circle, and I am my brother's keeper. Come on, we got the sister circle, and I am my brother's keeper with Live, Love, Laugh Outreach. Listen, this Sunday coming up, February the 16th at 12 o'clock p.m., we will be in the Brattleboro Community Center. I don't have that address, but hit me up. We will be at the Brattleboro Community Center, and your girl, y'all. Now, I answered the call to become a prophetess. I answered the call to become a prophetess, but my great apostle, shouts out to Apostle Miranda Cobb. God bless you, woman of God. If you're listening, thank you so very much. She done told me that God done told her to ordain me as a pastor. So your girl will be getting ordained this Sunday. This is to the world now. The whole world is knowing. I will be getting ordained as a pastor this Sunday. Not only getting ordained as a pastor, but we will have our official book release, book signing that day at 12 o'clock at Katrice, if you can get the address, that's right. So you can pre-order your books, pre-order your T-shirts, all that good stuff, y'all, and come join as we officially launch, because we launched it in September of 2024. But as we officially launch Live, Love, Laugh Outreach, it is our street ministry. Come on, it's kingdom building, and we showing y'all how to do this thing real, uncut, and raw, and authentic. So if you would like to join us this Sunday at 12 o'clock, please hit us up in the inbox, and we can give you that information. Also, March the 1st, and you can hit that cue now. March the 1st, we will have the Strength of a Woman's Health and Wellness event and award ceremony. Woo, 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 woo. Listen, I am the visionary of this event. We have some great community leaders and great community organizations that have collaborated with me on this project. I'm going to shout each and every one of them out. We have Timeless Moments. We have I Am Roof. We have Cloud9 Community Outreach. We have Crowns Rise. We have Arise Kingdom Ministries, and we have Civils Rentals that will be coming together, collaborating in this group effort to bring this yearly event together. It is called the Strength of a Woman's Health and Wellness Event, awards and ceremony. At this event, those of you know have heard me share that I don't have, that's not mine, but I have a thorn in my flesh that consists of lupus, early stage of lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and it's two liver diseases that's a thorn in my flesh, because I won't say that I suffer from, that I fight through, that I'm striving through, that I'm thriving through. We have to learn to change our language and stop claiming these sicknesses and these diseases. So we'll be touching on that. We have people that are on our panel. We also have great speakers that are coming up. Dr. Angelique Charles is she's our keynote speaker. She's from the great city of Rocky Mount, Brattleboro, North Carolina. We have our guest speaker, Miss Natanya Allen, who's coming to share her story about being a domestic violence, being in an abuse relationship, and how her ex-husband shot her, but not only shot her, but he came and in turn killed her mother and her father. So she'll be sharing her great story. We have a great lineup of panelists. We have some great DJs coming up. I can't name all of them off the top of my head, but y'all, please go and grab your tickets. We are on Eventbrite. We have tickets on Eventbrite. You can go up and get your general admission for $20, or you can get your VIP ticket for $45. If you need a paper ticket and you don't want to use, you don't use the electronics and stuff, You can come by 3924 Bishop Road. You can call that number 252-801-4099, and we will be able to get you a ticket. Again, the general admission tickets are $20. The VIP tickets are $45. Please join us March the 1st. We will be at the McIntyre Auditorium in Edgecombe Community College at Tarboro, North Carolina. It starts at 2, but the doors open at 1:30. We have some amazing vendors that are lined up. So please come out and shop with our amazing vendors. And we have some amazing women of the city of Rocky Mount that we will be awarding. Off the top of my head, I will share that we will be giving an award honoring one of the longest standing pastors or apostles overseers in the Rocky Mount area. Her name is Overseer Juanita Phillips. She is my spiritual mom, Overseer Juanita Phillips with Tabernacle of Deliverance Ministry. We will be honoring her. Her daughter and her sons will be coming up. Her daughters will be coming up to receive this award for her. But I could not be where I am without her pushing and helping me in the deliverance piece. She is a part of the reason why I stand where I stand today. And I will honor her on Sunday, along with honoring some other people. I talk about my 6 blessed women. I don't call them grieving moms, but my 6 blessed moms. We'll be honoring them too. Some of them show up. Some of them may show up. Some of them may not, but we're still going to honor the 6 blessed moms. Amen, somebody. So we got a great lineup. So show up, come out, get your tickets, please. Get your tickets and come out. This is an event that you don't want to miss. Back to you.
Not back to me.
Back to you.
All right. Well, you mentioned that, but you also have the strength of a woman. That's March the 1st, but also
Yes, go ahead.
Is it March 15th?
March the 15th. I told y'all I got a lot going on, y'all. Not yet. We still working on that. Yeah. March the 15th. Yeah, because you're going to be in the hot seat. March the 15th, y'all. So I told y'all about Live, Love, Laugh Outreach and the Circle. So part of the Circle comes the Sister Circle, and I Am My Brother's Keeper. So God had gave me the ear of men, and God has told me to go out and pour into men, not in this season, but in this era. So I have, along with Live, Love, Laugh Outreach, we have I Am My Brother's Keeper. We have we are getting together to do I Am My Brother's Keeper session. This thing will be quarterly, so we will come together and get our brothers together. Sisters, you can come in the room if you like, but I Am My Brother's Keeper. So we're going to uplift our brothers because we need our men. God said each one reach one, teach one. So we got to grab back our men. We got to go back out in these streets and grab our men that feel like they not worthy, or they tired. They don't want to go walk in these cathedrals. They don't want to go walk in these kingdoms because they know that it's not authentic. They know that foolery and fakery is going on. So God told me to go back in this season and grab my brothers and let them know there's a true thing. It's called pure religion. There's a true thing. It's called pure worship. And so he told me to go back and grab my brothers. So with that being said, we have our first guest speaker, which is going to be Lorenzo, Pastor. Minister, I call him pastor, y'all. I just gotta call it what I may. He's Minister Lorenzo Johnson, but I know he's gonna be a pastor one day. So he's gonna be our first guest speaker, and we have 4 people on our panelists, y'all. And I'm proud to announce that the panelists consist of people from everyday walks of life. We have Prophet Troy D. Suggs. He's on our panelists. Shouts out to him. We have my brother who's in the building right now with us, Fonte Lyles. Shouts out to him. He will be a part of the panelists. Now we have Carolina Carter. I know this is his Facebook name, but I think his name is Carter, right? But Carolina Carter is going to be on our panel, and we have Young Miles that's going to be on our panel. And all these men have a story. All these men have a testimony, and God told me to reach back so that they may share, so that they may be able to speak to another young brother or another young man to talk about something that, listen, it's all about a group and support. And this is the beginning of a support group to let the men know you got a safe space that you can talk and you can release. Not only will there be people of the cloth, but we got people. My boys, Fonte Lyles and Carolina Carter and Miles, they got street ministry in them all day long, and they walk from a different path. Lorenzo, street ministry in him all day long. Prophet Troy D. Suggs, street ministry him all day long. So we're bringing together March the 15th. I Am My Brother's Keeper. So y'all listen. I just feel what's going on in March. We ain't even started with the other stuff, but we're going to stop with March because now you got my schedule for February and my schedule for March. Your girl got a lot going on. Pray my strength in the Lord that I'll be able to show up and do what God has called and commissioned me to do in this season. Amen, somebody?
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Ooh, my sis looking at me like, girl.
Yeah, we on the road. We on tour.
Yeah, seriously, because we're going to be in Alabama in October. Yeah, got people calling, people recognizing the gift. People want us to come out because people real recognize real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said something. You tapped into something. And even that, like, understanding that sometimes support doesn't come from family, it doesn't come from friends. Sometimes people may not recognize your gift, or people may only see you in a certain season, like from your past, and it's like I'm not there anymore. I'm not that person anymore, and we are forever evolving as people. And so sometimes we have to step outside of the idea that family is going to support, friends going to support, because even in the Bible, Jesus had to go away.
His boys left him. Look, when he went in the garden of Gethsemane, I read that the other day. Them Negroes got out and killed him. They like, hold on, you think I'm gonna stay here with you? And it wasn't until the death, the grave, and the resurrection that Paul and them boys like, when Jesus came back and like, it's me. Oh, they're like, you back on the scene. Okay, God, okay, Jesus, can I get with you now? Ain't that just like people?
It's just like
now you doing big things. Can I get with you now? But because they was anointed and appointed, and God had to go by himself. He had to do that thing by himself. But then they came back and they was able to
understand it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta walk alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes family ain't gonna understand. Your friends ain't gonna get it. But you have to walk boldly and confidently in who you know you are.
That's it. That the boldness in who you know you are. Like, I know for real now. Like, that's why I tell y'all, knock if you butt, baby. Like, it is what it is. I'm gonna be who I am. People are like, well, you crazy. Yeah, I was crazy in the street. So what make you think I'm not gonna be crazy in God? What make you think I'm not gonna show up authentic and be who he called me to be? It's just twisted. I don't do the things of the world no more. But guess what? Come at me. Listen, I'm gonna stand firm and bold on who God says that I am. Why? Because I know who I am now. So you just can't come at me talking reckless. You just can't come at me. And it's not that I'm being not the word conceited, but what you call it, not boastful or bragging. You know how people they prideful or anything of that nature. It's not that. It's just that I know who I am. So you can't come at me and bamboozle me with that stuff no more. You can't come at me with listen, I love y'all, right? But excuses. I'm out with excuses. April said, yes, sometimes you have to walk alone. That's it, sis.
Absolutely.
Because Jesus even went up on the mountain and he prayed. He had to leave. He's like, look, I'll be back. I holler. I'll be back. And we have to have those seasons. But even not even the seasons. It's days. It's weeks where you got, and this is where you find balance at. I got sisters, right? My sisters will tell you, it's about 8 or 9 of y'all, that every Sunday for the last almost 5 years, I text them. If I don't text them on no Sunday, it'll be a Monday or a Tuesday. But if I don't text them, they know something wrong. And they're going to ring the alarm like, I ain't getting no text from you. But we understand that if we don't talk every day, we understand if we don't talk every week. We understand that we don't talk once a month. We understand that we can go and not see each other for months and weeks. But when we get back together, guess what? It's like we never missed a beat. That's a real true friendship. That's a real true relationship. Why? Because we are all busy and we got life going on. Now, I'm going to see my sis. Why? Because we work together. Not only do we work together, not only are we in ministry together, but that's just who we are. When you see her, you see me. We. Now, she did her own thing this morning, today, because that's what God is evolving her to be. I wanted her to be on my show because this is what we vibe like that. But it's going to be some times where she going to do her thing, I'm going to do my thing, but then we going to come back together and we going to collaborate. And it ain't no love lost. And this is where people got to be able to understand and respect where people are. Yeah. We all got gifts. We all got things that we're supposed to do. But then we got a time and a place where we going to come and we going to collaborate. But our world is so dysfunctional because they so busy trying to compete against each other and not understanding it ain't about competing, but it's about the collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sister say so.
Yeah.
I've seen comments. I don't know if you want to check your comments and see if it's any questions we need to answer. Was there anything else you wanted to share? I know it's been a lot. Tomorrow night, Shenita will be back at Lyles Media Group with my boy Sonny Biz, Uncle Sonny, for the Uncle Sonny Show. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. To just hear the conversation with my boy Sonny. And then on Thursday night, we will be at Mo and D's for the community book reading, the community book club, where Shenita will share Live, Love, Laugh, Finding Peace Within, and Unbound.
Yes, ma'am. There's no questions.
No questions?
No, they just
You have
commenting.
any final thoughts or comments?
Nope, I'm good, baby. Listen, this has been a good show. Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you guys for tuning in with Real Talk with Shenita. Her story, his story with your girl.
Katrice.
Katrice in the building. What Scrapper say? All up in my business. Listen, and we didn't even go in full detail on today, y'all. Listen, it's so much I could talk about from the age of 13 up until 46. But get the books, y'all. Listen, all I'm telling you this, it's gonna all be written in the books. These ain't the only 2 books that you see, baby. I got a whole bookshelf. Y'all gonna have a whole bookshelf with my books on it. It's a whole bookcase. This is gonna be a whole section in Barnes and Nobles and Amazon with your girl Shenita Scott name on it. Long as God give me the strength and the tenacity and the drive to go out here and do it, I'm gonna do what y'all didn't do. I'm gonna do what your mamas and your daddies didn't do. I'm gonna do what you ain't having. Listen, I'm just gonna be who I am, baby. Listen, don't get mad at me. What I tell you, don't watch me watch TV, baby. Listen. Listen, stay tuned. Go to my YouTube page, Real Talk with Shenita, y'all. Go to my TikTok page, Real Talk with Shenita. I think it's Shenita Scott up there. But listen, y'all, I'm just doing what God told me to do. I remember, I want to say this and we out, y'all. Listen, I remember getting, you remember how you get the senior superlatives? I remember getting the senior superlatives. Oh, look at my boy Derek. Derek Strictly gonna support us all the way live.
Hey,
Listen,
Derek.
that's our number one supporter, y'all. He critique us and everything.
Yeah.
He be like, great job. Listen, D, you gonna have to come on the show. You gonna have to come on the show one day. You gonna have to let me interview you one day, Derek Strickland. But listen, y'all, I remember my senior superlative. I got most talkative. Now I understand why I got most talkative, right? Listen, you ain't quite know back then. Like, I used to talk junk back then, y'all, but I got most talkative and I understand why. But listen, y'all, go get the books, cop the books. There is more books that's coming. I got the t-shirt line coming. It's gonna be official tissue. That's right, baby. Trademark, everything, getting all that good stuff. The t-shirt line, Balanced Life t-shirt line, Live, Love, Laugh t-shirt line. Listen, I got the hats. I got everything coming. Listen, I was a hustler in the streets, baby. Now I'm a hustler in the streets for God. Listen, don't knock the hustle, baby. Listen, get right or get left behind. Come on, somebody. Listen, it's your girl Shenita, and I'm out. Back over to you, Katrice.
I have nothing to say. Thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, for the Uncle Sonny Big Show. And join us Thursday at Mo and D's as Shenita shares both of her books. Meet us at Mo and D's on Thursday, 6:30. See y'all there.
I holla. And we out.